This is a video on apologising for pain. It's a thing I hear a lot when people describe their situations or they describe their pain, and it doesn't matter what type of pain it is. They generally apologise for expressing the pain, and this is a particular example I'm going to describe about someone who's in an industrial accident and apologised for the pain they were getting in that situation, and I'll explain a possible reason behind why that happens. Quite often people apologise for the pain, apologise for showing emotion. So in clinic they might start to cry, but then I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for crying. You give them a tissue or say it's okay, but you should never have to apologise for crying. Some people will apologise if the pain's not changing, as if they've letting you down in some way, or they'll apologise if the pain comes back, or they'll apologise when they get the pain and say, oh no, sorry about that. And it's an unconscious pattern, it's an unconscious behaviour. We should be able to express pain to other people. Now I know there's times and places where you have to kind of hold on to it in moments of sport, or you have to show resilience. Short-term resilience is really important in life to get through life, to survive situations and enjoy situations and enjoy the challenge of that. But with chronic pain, there's an habitual pattern of blocking or suppressing pain. And this example of a person who experienced pain in a situation where you absolutely would want to be helped by others, and then the first thing they did was apologise about it. So a gentleman was describing how he got his hand caught in a cement mixer in some way, so that it was stuck like on a building site. And it was agony. His hand was in agony as the cement mixer was going round or whatever was happening. His hand was stuck, and he had to shout his boss and he had to shout another colleague to free him from this machine. Anyway, they had to kind of come and undo him from that situation, but he couldn't do anything other than apologise for having had them come over. So he's in agony, his hand's getting crushed, or whatever was happened to his hand. He's okay with his hand now, by the way, but he was just saying that the first thing he did was apologise. And where does that come from? Where does that come from? Children will come to you and say, I'm in pain, I'm sorry about that. You know, I fall off a bike, but I'm sorry about showing you my pain. Somebody stole my toy, but I'm sorry about showing you my tears. That's not innate. You should be able to express pain to other people, and if you can't, you've been taught how not to, or you've learned it's best not to show it. So, and that's normally done in childhood. And that's mainly because you are either worried about the the effect of showing people your pain, as to what that might result in, what behaviours you might get as a result of that, or you don't want to upset the person that you show the pain to. So it means you're considering the emotions of the person in your environment more than your own emotions. And that's, again, okay if it's once, but if it's habitually in childhood, and you constantly have to be careful of how you say, talk, do, be, act, and in terms of all your behaviours, as well as anything you find is emotionally, psychologically or physically painful. If there's awareness of expressing how you authentically feel, because it might upset parents, caregivers, siblings, or socially there'll be a payback for that, then that suppression becomes embodied, or the risk it becomes embodied. Those behaviours become through adolescence and adulthood, and it's almost like they become the high pain threshold that people think they have, and they're more resilient than other people. They are simply as human as anybody else. And yes, they might be able to push in longer term situations, but it makes them more vulnerable to the potential for a tipping point to appear. And maybe that's why people with adverse childhood experiences, and there's a variety of them, maybe that's why that suppression, that long-term suppression of how they feel, so they kind of weather a lot more than everybody else. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they are more likely to get chronic pain. And you can't change any of that past. What you can do though is start to express how you feel long before pain. Get good at just noticing how you feel and checking in on that. And that's such a good behaviour. Yeah, whether you use this, every time you boil a kettle you take a breath. How do I feel today? How do I feel first thing in the morning? How do I feel at the end of the day after doing what I've done today? Just checking in. And there's so many different things that you can do that you should be aware of now that can help regulate how you're feeling one way or the other. That attention to the earlier signals and sensations that appear in your life long before any pain means that when you come to express pain, there won't be any apologies that come with it, because none are needed.